Okay, coming up in 15 minutes, as always, the best part of the day. It's the Fusion. San Diego State basketball, meanwhile, continues to sign transfers to fill in the void left by Jalen McDaniels, declaring for the NBA draft to go along with KJ Fegan, a fifth-year guard from Santa Clara, and fourth-year guard Malachi Flynn from Washington State, Trey Pullum from Navarro College, redshirt sophomore Caleb Giordano, and true freshman Keyshawn Johnson. The Aztecs have just announced the signing of Yanni Wetzel, a graduate transfer from Vanderbilt. Joining us now to let us know what Aztecs basketball has acquired is SDSU's assistant basketball coach Jay Morris. Jay, thanks again for the time. Let's start with Yanni, who hails from New Zealand by way of Vanderbilt. What can you tell us about him?
Well, Yanni's a guy that's coming in with a ton of experience. Just played a year in the SEC, which is one of the best leagues in college basketball. So his experience there will be very, very critical to the success of our program. And he played Division II basketball before that and was a key member and contributor of his team at the Division II level as well, where he played a lot more minutes than he did this past year at Vandy. So we're great and happy to have Yanni. His size and experience will be big for us this year.
You know, he also had serious interest from Texas Tech, a team that was in the national championship game. What were some of the reasons you think he chose San Diego State? Does it have to do with the possibility of additional playing time in the absence of Jalen McDaniels?
Yeah, I think we did a good job of showing him exactly where we think that he'll fit, as well as the lifestyle. He's from New Zealand. He grew up surfing. And, you land in San Diego, you're flying over the water for a majority of the time before you land. So I think the San Diego lifestyle and with the way that he grew up fit hand in hand for him.
Coach, what's the rules on surfing during basketball season?
As long as he doesn't get hurt, we're all good.
I'd like to see it. I'd like to see what kind of board he's got. So you guys are going to have back 9 of your top scorers, 6 of your 9 top scorers from last year's squad. And you mentioned the word when talking about Yanni, the experience. You've brought in some older guys, transfers, 4th year, 5th year guys. We saw that play out really well in the NCAA tournament. Is that the trend in college basketball, is to go to more experience and have some of these transfer guys really come in and use that experience?
I think it is. Unfortunately, the rate that college basketball coaches are getting fired, sometimes you're getting 2 and 3 years. And so that doesn't allow you to build through the high school levels because you have to win immediately now. And so with that, I think a number of coaches have realized that the best way to win and win fast is with experience. And so you see that the transfer level at 830 or whatever it is now, that's becoming the new wave of recruiting. So we had to hop on board, and you guys see that with the way that we constructed this year's roster.
How's the health of Agwukarop? I know he had a labrum surgery, I believe. What's his status, and when do you expect to have him back?
Yeah, he just had surgery late last week, and he's already with Sergio, our trainer, doing some stuff that he's able to do already. The one thing with AG is he's a tireless and relentless worker. So they have a time frame that they think that it'll take him to get back, but I would not be surprised if he supersedes that and is back sooner than later.
Aztecs assistant basketball coach Jay Morris with us on Xtra 1360. Jay, you do have a true freshman that you signed, Keyshawn Johnson. What can you tell us about him?
Well, Aztec fans are going to be super excited when they see Keyshawn Johnson. He's one of the long, typical athletic guys that Aztec fans have come used to seeing. And it jumps like a Dwayne Poley, and is versatile like Billy White. So he's a guy that the fans here have seen before, and we're really excited. He's a tireless worker. We think he'll fit in great with the older guys, and just continuing to talk to him. He's looking forward to learning from the guys that we have here, and he's excited and looking forward to getting to work. And I know, like I said, Aztecs fans are going to be excited to see him jumping all over the rim when he gets here.
What are expectations for a true freshman coming in?
Well, the thing is, we don't have to put the program on his shoulders because we do have some guys with some experience. Of course, anybody wants to come in and play 40 minutes a game, whether you're a transfer just getting eligible or a freshman. So I know Keyshawn is going to come in with that mindset that he wants to play a lot of minutes when he can, but he also understands that there's a learning curve and he wants to win. So he's already said whatever is best for the team, he's willing to do. And the good thing with that is our competition level in practice will be very high. So if he's able to keep up with the experienced guys, I think that just will bode well for the long-term success of the program.
Coach, how many more scholarships do you have open for this upcoming 2019-20 season, and what do you see and what does Coach Dutcher see as the needs heading into next year?
We have 2 scholarships left. We've had a couple of guys on visits the last couple of weeks. But the way that our roster is constructed, we would like to get a couple guys possibly to sit out. But if we don't get that, we think that we have a really competitive roster that's going to compete at the top part of our league. And, we have a pretty competitive non-conference schedule as well. And we think with the guys that we already have that are going to be on the court, we'll be very competitive and have a chance to win a majority of these games that we have to play. So we have a couple that we could give, but if we don't get the guys that we want, we're still very comfortable and confident with the guys that we have on the roster for next year.
Jay, with the NFL draft, GMs that we have on always talk about it's the best player available. You really get shot in the foot when you go after the position of need, but it really works best when it's position of need and best available. So when you're going after your guys, how is San Diego State targeting their players?
Well, we like to play a positionless style of basketball now. So position of need is kind of that term we've kind of went away from it. So best available is kind of what we are targeting. At the same time, there are a number of components and factors that go into it beyond just the size of the player or what we think the player can produce on the court. There's a big chemistry component that goes along with this process as well. So we like to comprise the best talent, but also there's a whole another bag of things that we consider when we're making this decision. So we're looking at the best players, but if it doesn't make the best decision, then that's something that we won't do.
Jay, I think you said something like 830 players or something like that available in the transfer pool for the coaching staff. Kind of a new type of game, I'm guessing. Is there a learning curve on this, if at all?
Yes, because you see all of these players, and a number of them have put up stats at their previous institutions, and so you have to stay away from being greedy. That's the biggest hurdle that you have to overcome, because you see these guys and you plug those stats into your stat sheet and it makes it look like it's this great formula. But again, like I said, there are a number of components that go beyond those stats that these guys have achieved that can affect you in a positive or negative manner. So that's the one thing you just have to guard against, is being greedy when you see all these guys who've produced at the college level already.
Jay, are you able to comment on, the recruitment and interest in Jalen's brother, Jaden? I know Jalen actually was announced today as a guy going officially to the NBA Combine in Chicago coming up. What's your interest level like in his brother, obviously the highly touted recruit out of Washington State?
Yeah, I don't know what I am allowed to or not to say on that. But him along with some other guys are, very, very, very talented, and that's our job, is to look at and assess the talent and see if, what makes the best sense for our team.
Jay, blink twice if you're signing Jaden McDaniels. Okay, good. All right. Jay Morris, thank you for the time. We appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me on.
All right, good stuff. There's Aztecs assistant basketball coach Jay Morris. By the way, the renewal period for season tickets is currently underway. Fans wishing to be added to the wait list can do so right now by contacting the SDSU ticket office at 619-283-7378. Again, that's 619-283-7378.